Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Talisha. I lead community at Lovable. I'm going to share my screen. Everybody can see my screen, okay?
Yep, we can see it.
Awesome. So like I said, my name's Talisha. I'm community at Lovable, and I spend a lot of time hanging out with cool folks like you, showing them how Lovable works, what you can do with it, and all of that jazz. If you have questions, definitely stop and ask me. I love answering questions. So when you get on your Lovable account, it's pretty simple, which is the fun part. We have these kind of pre-done prompts for you if you don't know what to start with, that you can make one. Also, you can set your account, your project that you're building to private if you don't want someone to see what you're building. And we also have these really cool from the community. So if you're stuck or you see something that's like, oh, this is cool, you can do what we call remixing, which is basically just cloning that project. So you just click the button and then magic happens. So I actually already started on a project earlier and I created this kind of meme battle thing where it loads different GIFs and you can vote for them, which I think is kind of fun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of the cool features and how to get the most out of Lovable. The first thing I want to show you is this cool edit mode down here. You can select to edit, and then I can select something here and I can change this if I want it to be GIF or GIF or GIF, Giphy. Let's make it a Giphy battle. GIF, who knows? But you can edit the text. I could change the colors if I wanted to. I don't like that color. Let's make it green. So I can change the colors, I can change the size of the text, and that saves you a prompt for those small little design edits that you need to make instead of prompting. So I always want to show that off because I think that's really cool. And then as you can see, it says visual edit in Lovable. While you're working on your project, sometimes you do what I like to call vibe coding off a cliff. You're just like, oh, let's add this and let's add this and let's add this. And then you're 15 prompts in and everything breaks. If that happens, you can click this button here to view your history and you can actually roll it back to a previous version. So you can select it, you can view what it looks like. See, this is kind of like my first iteration, and I can always click restore and it'll go right back to that. So that's something really powerful to use once you kind of get vibing, get going, and then you look up and realize, oh, wait, this is not what I want. So you can always go back and restore to a previous version, which I think is also really cool. Oops, did I click the restore button? So if you want to make a full stack application, you're going to need data. So right now, this is just stored in local storage. This is nothing fancy. If you were to go to my website, you're not going to get who is actually in the leaderboard. So in order to add that backend capabilities so that you can add APIs, you can add user authentication, logins, etc., you're going to want to connect Supabase. So Supabase is a database platform that we have natively integrated into Lovable. You click the lightning bolt, super easy. If you have never connected your Supabase to Lovable, it's just a quick button and you'll be able to add your Supabase account. And then I'll just select my project here and click connect. And then boom, it's connected. Super easy. And you'll see over here that Lovable will fetch all of the tables, all of the information that if I had any in my account, in my Supabase, which I don't, there's nothing in there right now, but it will fetch all of that information for me. So now I'm connected to Supabase, and now we can actually have it so where when I vote for items, it gets saved to the database. To do that, you can do really simple, short prompts. They do not need to be over complex. They don't need to be super technical. If you don't know how to do it, you can be a little vague, and Lovable will kind of help you along the way. So I can say something as simple as, I would like the votes to be saved to the database and show on the leaderboard page, right? That is a very vague prompt. It's just like, I want the votes to be saved, right? So then Lovable will do its thing. And as you can see here, it's actually writing the code for me to review for what it's going to do for that database operation, for saving that data. So it's okay if you don't know SQL. I believe that no one actually knows SQL. People that tell you to do, I wouldn't trust them. But we have just natural English comments here, just natural language here that you can read and say, okay, this looks good. I like it. You click the apply changes button and Lovable takes care of the rest for you. You don't have to do anything else, which I think makes it a lot easier, a lot simpler, and a lot more fun. So Lovable is going to write the code. If you're one of the people who likes to watch the code stream, you can click on it and then you can see the code that it's writing. Also, if you're someone who likes to edit your own code, if you are a developer or an engineer, you can turn on our dev mode right here and you can go in and edit all of the code, see all of the files, etc. I find this really useful for when I get stuck in an error loop or I need to debug. And another great thing, if you do get stuck, is this button right here called chat mode, which allows you to just talk to your project, to talk to your code, to figure out what's going on. So you can say, hey, why is XYZ happening? Or when I click this button, I'm supposed to get this, but it's not working. And then the chat will actually search through your code base, search through your project history, and try to find a solution for you. So I think that is also really powerful. So right now we're just waiting for the code to finish writing, which what do you do when you wait on the AI to like write your code for you? I'm always curious what other people do. I'm not gonna, lie. I start scrolling on X and Instagram. So I think we should all collectively find something better to do while the AI is writing code for us. Because I feel like I spend way too much time scrolling on social media. But okay, so it's written my code here, still working a little bit. But you can also see, okay, so it made a table and I can actually click on this and nope, I cannot click on that because it was still working. You should wait until the AI finish before you start clicking buttons. But after it's finished, you can click and you can go and see your different tables that it created in Supabase if you want to. You don't really have to go see them unless you just like to look at database tables, but you don't have to. Okay, so we got our first error, which is okay. Sometimes that happens. So if you get one of these errors, keep calm and don't panic. Click the error and you can just click try to fix. And the AI will automatically try to fix it for you. It doesn't cost extra credits or messages or anything like that. And if you do get one of these errors, you shouldn't try to continue on because it can cause more errors down the line. Can y'all see this annotate button? Can someone let me know if y'all can see that annotate or is it just me?
No, it doesn't look like we can.
No, okay. But you can also attach photos. And there's also I can't click on the button because this is in the way, but there's a plus button under there that is a quick menu, a quick drop down menu to go to your project settings as well as rename the project, or if you like light mode, I can't help you, but sorry, I'm very against light mode. But if you like light mode, you can change it there. So now the AI is working to fix the problem. Does anyone have any questions while we wait? No.
Looks like everything. Oh, yes, there is a question.
How long does it keep on going? Is there like a limit as to like 3 minutes in, it's like, okay, stop. Does it break somewhere with the iteration, or
So the question is, how long does it keep on going? Like for how much time does it keep on going? Does it stop at some point? Is there a time limit, or is there any limits on how long it's gonna generate code?
So it usually doesn't go for super long. We have kind of parameters in place so that you don't get like infinite writing of AI code. Um, a couple of a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes, then you should probably push the stop button because something probably went wrong or maybe you lost internet connection or something. But for the most part, it just takes like 30 seconds. It feels like forever, but usually it doesn't take that long. And yeah, the first generation though, sometimes it can be kind of overly ambitious and try to make like 15 pages for you at once. If you give it like that mega long prompt that's like, I want a landing page with about and a blog ID page and blah, 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 then it will try to do all of that in the first prompt. But it's suggested that you keep your prompts kind of focused on a specific feature or one specific thing. The metaphor I always like to use is like AI is like a toddler. If you tell a toddler or a small child to do six things, they might do one, but it's more than likely they're probably going to do none. Okay, cool. So we've connected Superbase. Let's see. I vote for It's Gonna Be Made and check the leaderboard. Let's see if my vote got counted. It didn't. So I got some more errors, which we're going to try to fix that error again. Also, you can see you can switch from the different pages up top here, which makes it really easy when you want to work on a specific page. And sometimes your navigation is like 4 clicks deep. You can just automatically go to that page. You can also see it in mobile view and desktop view. You can close that to see it better. And you can also pop it out. So when you pop it out to a new tab, this is really great if you're testing user authentication. So this is super important. If you want to use something like Google, Facebook, Instagram, GitHub login, they will not work in this preview mode. They have security in place that won't let them access the authentication from inside a preview embed like this. So you're going to want to push this button, open it in a new tab, and then test your authentication. That is a very common problem I see. You add your Google authentication, you're like, oh no, why doesn't it work? I can't get it to work. You just need to open it in a new tab. So that's probably like number one that I see. Okie dokie. Why do I keep getting these build unsuccessful errors? All right, coding with AI. So I keep getting this error. So we're going to ask in chat mode. I keep getting the same over. How can we fix this? So that's another reason why chat mode is really great. So chat mode does not edit the code. So it's not going to make any edits. It's just going to search through my code base. See, as you can see, it's reading my different files. It's thinking, it's coming up with a plan that we'll be able to implement. Da-da-da. Confetti. All right, let's see this. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Any other questions?
Uh, can you hear me in the Zoom? No? 1 second.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so as you can see in the chat mode, super powerful. It searched, it read, it even checked the Superbase database, and it's identifying the problems. All right, we have some type, definitions, object. We'll try to call some risks. And then it gives a solution plan. All right. And then as you can see, there's a button here. So it'll give you a plan and you can implement it directly, which is really cool. All right. So some other cool things that you can do. You can connect to your GitHub. You can connect your project to your GitHub account. So if you want to export your code and work on it somewhere else, you can do that. If you want to share it with a friend, or if you want to host it on another platform, you can also do that as well. But you do not have to host your Lovable website on another platform because we actually provide hosting right out of the box. When you click the publish button, you can host it on a subdomain from Lovable. Or if you have your own website, like if I have talisha.com, I can click manage and I can connect the domain that I already have, or I can purchase a new domain right inside of Lovable. So let's apply these changes. Let's see if we can get this error fixed. Vibe debugging, what we're gonna do. But also you can invite friends. Oh, I'm just showing my whole email. But also you can invite different people to join you. So we have like this by multiplayer mode. So if you want someone to come help you on your project, you can invite them via email and then they'll be in this project with you.
Sorry, can you hear us?
Oh, a little bit, but it's okay.
No. Can you hear us well or no?
Yeah.
We have some question. Yeah, sorry. So there was one question from the audience. Can we use other LLM APIs instead of the built-in one?
And for inside of your project, or you want Lovable to like be DeepSeek?
Yeah. Can Lovable be based on DeepSeek or on Claude or on something else, or it's only your own built-in LLM?
Yeah, so we don't allow model switching for Lovable. And the reason being is because we use multiple different models and we actually choose the best model for your prompt. So you can't manually say, okay, I want to use OpenAI for this query or Claude for this one, because we automatically choose based on your prompt for you already. But you can, in your project, of course, use whatever models you want. Oh, look, see? No more build errors. Okay, let's try to vote. And let's see if it got saved to the database. It did. I'm so excited. Uh, any other questions before I start?
I have some question.
Okay.
So when we had an error, you clicked like fix this error, and there was some automatic prompt for this error fixing. Can we actually change this prompt, like give some advice to an LLM why the error might be happening, etc.? For example, yes, you see, please think step by step in order to resolve it. Can we change it?
No, so you cannot change the automatic error if you click the try to fix button. But as you saw, because that wasn't giving enough context and it wasn't looking at the code, I can always click the chat mode and then kind of give it more context. And then it'll kind of go dive deeper into the problem and it can come up with the solution. That way you can implement the plan. So that, because a lot of times the errors are easily fixed by the try to fix button. Sometimes they are not. And because you can't add that additional context, it is always great to go into chat mode and then ask or give that additional context.
Thank you. But you say that fixing the error doesn't use API credits. Does the chat mode uses API credits?
Yeah, so the chat mode does use the same 1 credit.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem.
And actually, a
Go
small person about the last question. So it's not possible. So if I understand correctly, it's not possible to connect, let's say, your OpenAI or your cloud accounts to use your credits that you already bought on this Lovable project, for example. Like that's not possible.
So it's not possible for you to connect like your OpenAI credits you already brought for Lovable to use. Like this will always, like the response from Lovable will always be from our LLM providers, but it is possible if you wanted for instance, these, like I wanted this to be AI generated, of course, you can then use your open AI API to generate these kind of whatevers. Does that make sense?
Does this answer the question? Okay, it does. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, so as you can see now, we have our database integrated. I can vote for things, and then I can see that I voted for them here. And then I'm going to publish this site. Oh, also this new feature we have, it shows you your database security issues. Um, I have 3 warnings. Let's see what they are. La 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 la. Oh, okay. These are okay. Okay. So you can review them, you can see what they are. You can decide, it's then up to you if you want to publish it or not. But I have reviewed it and I'm okay publishing with these security issues because I don't have any sensitive user data. It's just some GIFs. So now we actually have the live website that we can go view. I don't know if you can see my whole screen. You can see that it's a deployed website. You can go and you can vote and you can see the leaderboard where how many votes, and it's all saved in the database. And it's just as easy as that to create a full stack web application with Lovable. Um, some other things I want to show y'all though, I do want to show y'all the settings because I think it's something also really cool here. You can go and click on knowledge, and then you can give those instructions and guidelines to Lovable to follow during your project. So this is really great. For instance, the main thing I see it used for is that if you don't want to speak to Lovable in English, you can tell it to always respond in a specific language. If you're building a larger project, you can save some of those project requirements here so that Lovable can always go back and reference that information. Or you can do my favorite thing and tell it to always respond like a pirate with emojis. I don't know why I like to do that, but it's fun. Oh, you can also get inspiration. And you can go to our documentation to see how knowledge files work, additional information, etc. But I think this is really cool to if you need like more granular control over what Lovable is doing. And then also in your project settings, this is where you can see all of the messages and edits that you did. As you can see, I did 10 messages, but only 7 edits to the actual project. You can also turn off the Lovable badge. You must be on a paid account though to hide the Lovable badge. And if you're not, it'll tell you that. And you can also make the project private, which prevents others from that remixing that we talked about earlier. And you can also remix your own project by clicking on the button. You can include the history or not include the history. Remixing takes a little while, but remixing your own project is really great for when you've got into a place that you really like, you don't want to touch it, but you want to test what some other things might look like. So you can just remix that project and just kind of create your own little mini A/B test, which I think is really cool. And of course, you can remix public projects from the community. However, if you want to remix somebody else's project or you want to send them a project to remix, you must disconnect your Supabase from it. So make sure you disconnect your Supabase before asking someone to remix a project that you made. All right, how are we doing on time? Am I doing good?
We're pretty good. You can continue for a bit if you have anything else to add, or we can start on the challenge, however
Yeah,
you want.
yeah,
I had a question actually.
yeah. Question.
Is there a way to see all the source code that that Lovable is generating?
Yes, there is. So you can
Dev
click
mode. Okay, I
on,
wasn't there for that. Okay, yeah.
yeah, you can click on the dev mode. Oh, okay, yeah, and you can go see
Okay,
y'all.
yeah. Mhm.
You can also download your code to GitHub. Well, you can transfer your project to GitHub and then download your code. and clone
Oh.
your repo wherever you want.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, if you have anything else to add, go ahead.
I think that's all. Lovable is like really simple to use. I often struggle to, showing people how to use it for an hour. It's like, this is it. It's super fun, it's super easy. So like we have a little challenge for you. I'm definitely still around for questions. I love answering questions. If you have more questions, please ask me. I would like to answer them. But I think go ahead.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Is it only for websites, or we can only also get some mobile app, for example, like Android app or something like this?
Yeah, so Lovable is only for web apps. We currently do not support native mobile apps or desktop apps, and everything is written in a very opinionated language. So it's all TypeScript, React, and Vite. So you can't make a Python project with Lovable. Unfortunately, maybe someday, but right now it's mostly web apps. And you can do a lot of cool things with it, but you can't do a lot of Python, Go, Ruby, can't write C. I don't know why you would want to write C in Lovable, but you can't do it.
Yeah, thank you. And maybe one more. So as far as I know, the authors or the founders of Lovable also did this GPT engineer thing. Is it related somehow? Is it the same thing, or what is it?
Yeah, so GPT Engineer is the predecessor to Lovable. It was an open source repository that the founders created and maintained, and they got a lot of traction from it. They got a lot of people interested in it, and they thought, how can they make it even easier for people to use LLMs to build web apps, to build websites? GPT Engineer was in the terminal. It was a CLI like AI website generator. And so now Lovable is kind of like the next version of that idea that they had.
Okay, thank you. Any question from the audience? Yeah, there is one more question.
So there was
Yeah.
a way to remix. Is there a way, if we are connected to the GitHub, to have branches? To easily branch and try something and then come back?
So they're asking if you can use this remix feature and also have branches on GitHub, like on one branch you try one feature, another branch you try another feature, and then you do some merging. So is it possible?
Yes. So it is possible to do GitHub branch switching. It takes a while to get there. So I'll show you how to get to GitHub branch GitHub branch switching. You're gonna go to the settings in your account. You're gonna go to labs. And then you're going to toggle on the GitHub branch switching feature. So it's kind of experimental in beta right now. But you toggle that on, and then yes, you can have GitHub branch switching. I don't even know what project I just clicked on. But you connect your GitHub, and after you connect your GitHub, you will see kind of a drop down that will say, okay, main branch drop down. You can create a new branch or select another branch that you created.
And the history with the LLM will stay with the branch then.
And the history of this LLM will be directly for this branch, not for all the branches. Yes.
Yeah, so the chat will stay the same. Actually. So on your chat, you will just see kind of like a message that says you switch branches, but it's not gonna like delete all of the chat. You'll still be able to see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are able to see it, but will the LLM response depend on this history, which is irrelevant because it's another branch?
Yes, so it will still have that previous context. It's not gonna just kind of like it's not like starting a new thread where it kind of forgets everything previously. It will still have some of that context.
Got it. Thank you. Any questions from the audience? No? No, I guess that's all. Thank you.
Nice. Awesome. So I think the best way to learn how to build with Lovable is to build something with Lovable. So I think we have about 30 minutes to build something cool, and then we'll look at them, and if the coolest one, I'll give you a free month of Lovable.